Hello everyone, welcome to HooplaKidz How To. Today I'm going to show you how to make a DIY slime clay egg. That's right, it's slime and clay and you can do it yourself. So let's get started. You're going to need a rolling pin. You're also going to need some sculpting clay. I'm using white for the egg. I've also got a plastic egg, a craft knife, a mug, some PVA glue, a cup, some yellow food colouring, and some borax. First up, we're going to make the egg. I'm going to roll some white clay flat. Keep going. It can take a while if the clay is not particularly warm. We're now going to use our plastic egg as a mould. Cut away any excess clay. I'm loving that my white clay has got some black specks in it. It makes it super realistic. So don't worry if you get a little bit of dirt in there. I'm moulding up the clay around our egg inside. Now I'm going to use my craft knife to create a zigzag edge. This is going to give the impression that the egg has cracked open. This will take a while, but it's really worth it. Once you've done that, you can take the inside egg out and we've got an amazing sculpty clay half egg. Let's repeat that process. Speed through this bad boy. We're going to do exactly the same thing using the top half of the egg as a template. Don't forget to zigzag the edges. Looking good. Whoa, we're nearly there. These are going to fit together great. Now it's time to make our yellow yolk. We're doing this out of slime. So start off with your PVA glue. I'm using approximately a cup and I'm adding a dash of water and mixing it all together. I'm adding my yellow food dye now. It's important you do this, otherwise it makes it really difficult to mix. I'm now adding half a teaspoon of borax into another bowl. I'm also adding some warm water and mixing it together. I'm using about half a cup of water. Now for the magic to happen. Keep adding more water until the borax is completely dissolved. Now for the magic to happen. We're going to pour our PVA mixture into the borax solution and immediately you'll see that a chemical reaction occurs. Look at this slime go! Isn't it awesome? All the PVA sticks together because of the borax solution and immediately you've got slime. Or in this case, an egg yolk. Cool! It's so much fun to play with. Let it settle and it's ready. This is perfect egg yolk material. So let's see how it looks in our egg. Let's pop the top on. Amazing! A slime egg! This is so cool! What happens when you crack it open? You've got an amazing runny oak! Ew! It looks like a real egg! That looks great! Pull it apart, that looks amazing! Why don't we make another type of egg? Let's make a fried egg. This one is super quick and super easy. All you need to do is to roll your white clay flat. Once that's done, you want to work the edges using your thumb or your fingers. This gives it a more realistic edge. And then all you need to do is add a blob of your slime in the middle. Cool, huh? It looks like a fried egg. It's going to sit perfectly with our cracked egg. Amazing! There you have it, everyone. That's DIY slime clay eggs. They look incredible, but remember, you can't eat them. I've got an amazing video for you today. It's miniature milk bottles. You can't tell, but these are tiny. So first up, we're going to need some glue gun cartridges. We're also going to need a pencil sharpener and a ruler. I also have some white acrylic paint and a craft knife. I've also got some scissors and a sponge. Finally, I've got some super glue, a nail file, some popsicle sticks, and some cocktail sticks. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is take our glue gun cartridge. We are going to sharpen it, not because we're going to use it to write, but it makes a perfect top to our milk bottle. Now we've done that, we want to cut the glue cartridge approximately 2 centimeters long. Perfect. It's a bit fiddly, but keep trying. We now want to repeat this process because I want to make loads of little milk bottles. Great! These are such a perfect size. I'm now going to use my nail file to file away any rough edges. Using a nail file to create a smooth edge is the best way to make sure the paint goes on easily. But more about that later. Next, I'm taking my popsicle sticks. I want to use my craft knife and my scissors to create a rectangle. I'm using my ruler to make sure that all my edges are straight. And I'm again using my nail file so that the edges are smooth. I'm going to create another rectangle the exact same size. And one more. Mine are 3 centimeters long. Use your craft knife and scissors again to cut them up. This time though, we're going to score down the middle of them. We want multiple rectangles, not just 2. In fact, I'm going to cut them in half again. These are going to be the edges to the palette of our milk crate. Perfect. Now we want to start to assemble. We need to cut the end ones to size. Use your main base palette as a guide. Perfect. So this is what we have. I'm going to cut 2 more end lengths. I also need a piece of skewer that's the length of our little milk tray. Once you've got all the pieces, we can start gluing it together. I'm starting with the end, and then moving to the side. Keep working your way around that central base piece. I've also created another rectangle by sticking all the other pieces together at the end. See? I need 2 final pieces of wood, and these are going to dictate the height of our cart. I want to make these stand out from the others, so I'm filing them down and making them rounded. Then I'm adding a tiny drop of glue and attaching it at the end, just like this. I'm attaching one on either end, and you'll see that the cart is starting to come together. All we need to do now is stick the next row on. Just like so. Perfect. The finishing touch is the handle at the top, which we've already cut. That's the skewer. Once that's drying, we're going to finish the milk bottles. I've used a cocktail stick to skewer the glue. This means that we can hold it whilst we paint the bottom. Otherwise it gets a little bit fiddly. Use the white acrylic paint to paint the bottom half of your milk container, and then stick it into the sponge. Let's let them dry. I now have some blue Sculpey clay. I'm going to make the milk tops with this. I'm going to make the bottle caps with this. These are super simple. You literally want to make a ball and then squish it flat. These are going to literally sit on top of our milk bottle. Easy. Once that's dry, you can see how simple this is. Add a tiny drop of glue and then stick the bottle cap on top. Perfect! Now we have our first little milk bottle. Once you've done all 6, all that you need to do is to pop them into your basket. Perfect! Miniature milk bottles! Don't they look great? How easy were they? And they look amazing. Today I'm going to show you how to make a liquid notebook. Can you believe it? This is a notebook and it's got liquid in it. Look at the bubbles, aren't they amazing? It looks so great and you can do it yourself. So you're going to need a notebook, a ruler, a pen and a scalpel, a jug of water, some laminating sheets, some tracing paper, some super glue, and water dye. You're also going to need an iron and a syringe and some baby oil. And finally, some glitter. So let's get started. For this, we are going to measure 2 centimeters in on our notebook. We want to create a perfect rectangle on the front cover. I'm using my ruler to make sure that it is exactly right. Measure from the outside edge and you'll get perfect lines. It's great using a plastic notebook because that means the pen will rub off afterwards very easily. I'm now taking my craft knife and I'm cutting out the central shape. This is where our plastic is going to be, and this is where we're going to see our liquid goodness. Nearly there. Great. Okay, now we're going to take our 2 sheets of laminate, or a laminate pocket. We want to draw a rectangle exactly the same size as the one we've just cut out of the front of our notebook. I'm using my ruler to make sure that it's exactly the right size. We're now going to take a length of the tracing paper. This is going to help us iron the right bits together. Fold it in half. This is going to create a sleeve. We can then put our laminate paper inside this section. Use a ruler to hold it in place. We don't want our fingers to get too close to the iron because we're now going to iron around the edge of the laminate. This means that we're going to create a pocket. We're only going to be melting the bits on the outside of the pen, or the outside of the rectangle. We want to leave a tiny section at the top though, where we don't want to iron it, just like this. Set that aside, and we're now going to create our liquid. This is simple. I'm adding some food dye to some water. And I'm also adding some glitter. Give it a good stir. Once that's done, we want to use a syringe to suck up the water. We're now going to syringe the water into the pocket we've just created. Syringe the water into the pocket. It's looking great already. I'm also adding some baby oil in there as well. This is going to be so much fun to play with. Once you're happy with how much baby oil and liquid is in there, we're going to iron the rest of it shut. And look, we have a perfect pocket of liquid. This is going to sit so well in our notebook. It's even more fun to play with because we've added the baby oil. Now all we need to do is use some glue to stick it into the notebook. Too easy. Perfect. And there you have it, a liquid notebook. Isn't that fun? And it looks incredible. You can use whatever different color notebook or liquid that you want. Good work, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Today we're going to show you how to make an orange juice squeezer. To make it, you're going to need some scissors, an orange, a wooden skewer, a large bottle, a small bottle, and a cup. Firstly, take your large bottle and your small bottle. You'll need to cut the bottom off of your large bottle, but make sure that it's longer than your small bottle so that it fits inside like this. When you've checked that it fits, take your wooden skewer And holding the small bottle in the centre of the large bottle, poke the skewer through so that it supports both of the bottles together. This might be tricky, so get an adult to help you. Once that's secure, fetch your cup, place the bottle inside with the top end facing down, and then fetch your orange. Make sure the orange is cut in half. Then place the orange inside, on top of the bottom side of the small bottle. And then twist it round as if you'd normally juice an orange. The unusual shape of the small bottle will help you to juice the orange. The reason you keep the edges of the tall bottle longer is so that juice doesn't spill out over the side. After a couple of minutes, you can see how much juice you've got. That's not too bad, and it looks delicious. And there you go. Simple. That's how you can make an orange juice squeezer. Thanks for watching.
Today I'm going to show you how to make some amazing arts and crafts. They are toilet paper tube birds. Can you believe it? These are made from toilet paper tubes. So obviously you're going to need a toilet paper cardboard tube. You're also going to need some card, some glue and a pen, paintbrushes and paint. And that's it. So let's get started. First up, I'm taking my cardboard tube and I'm squishing it at the top. We're creating the ears of our little birds, and it's super easy. Once you've folded it down, put a bit of glue on and then stick it so that it's secure. If you want to leave it to dry, you can always use some bulldog clips to hold it in place. Now I'm taking some orange card. I'm going to draw the different shapes I need. I've got a beak and 2 feet. Using my scissors, I'm going to cut these out. These birds are super easy to make, and they're super fun. You've probably got all of these items lying around the house already. Now the final thing I need to make are some wings. I'm using pink card to draw these. Once you've finished drawing them, cut them both out. We also need some giant owl eyes. You can make your eyes look whichever way you want. Cut them out once you're happy. Now it's time to paint the body of our owl. I'm going to use bright pink because it's super cute, but first up I'm going to use a light pink to paint the tummy. Once you're happy with the tummy, we can paint the rest of the bird. You can take the bulldog clips off now because the ears are dry. I love this bright pink. It's super cool. Keep painting. We want to cover the whole bird. Wow, it's looking great. Well done, everyone. Nearly there. Don't forget the back. Now let's set that aside to dry. Once it's dry, all we need to do now is stick on our bits of card. We've got the eyes, and we've got the beak. We've also got the super cute feet. And finally, of course, the wings. Our bird is looking amazing. Can you believe it's made from a toilet paper roll? I almost can't. Wait for the glue to dry and that's it! A super cute little toilet paper bird! You can do them in any size and any colour you like. Here are some more that I've made. What colours are you going to use? And there you have it, toilet paper tube birds. Amazing!